Please stand and remove your hats for our national anthem. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Rabbi Isabel D. Koenig, Executive Director and Campus Rabbi of Hillel at Drexel University.
We have arrived, and so with hearts overflowing, we give thanks for our graduates, for their families and friends, for our faculty, staff, and administrators. Each person here, and so many others we call to mind today, has served to nurture, sustain, support, challenge, inspire, and uplift these graduates. And by the merit of that devotion, we are able to celebrate this joyous day. We ask the source of blessing to bless our graduates as they go forward into a world rife with challenges and ripe with possibilities. May you go out from Drexel with eyes filled with wonder and hearts filled with courage and compassion, ready to explore the world as it is and inspired to help transform it into the world that it might yet be. May the lessons you have learned and the tools you have developed here at Drexel serve to propel you forward, and may the relationships that have sustained you here on campus continue to sustain you as you go out to build and design, explore, understand, and innovate. May you each find roles that will allow you to offer the world your greatest professional gifts, and may the work of your hands and hearts ever be in the service of community and humanity. May every day from this day forward offer you pathways for continued learning, growth, and service. May bold vision, wise counsel, and generosity of spirit guide your way. And wherever your path leads you, may each of you always be accompanied by great light, laughter, and love. Be who you are, dear graduates. Be blessed in all that you are and all that you will become. Congratulations, class of 2018. May this moment carry you forward from strength to strength.
Welcome, and please be seated. Please welcome the President of Drexel University, John A. Fry.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Rabbi Isabel. So today is a blessed day in West Philadelphia. We are blessed with the gift of perfect weather for a change. We are blessed to gather together as the College of Arts and Sciences, the academic beating heart of Drexel University. And most of all, we are blessed to be able to celebrate these simply outstanding women and men who will graduate today. So on this day of celebration and joy, let me be the first to say congratulations to the amazing class of 2018. We are so proud of your many accomplishments, and we wish you the best of success as Drexel alumni. So this day is also one of great promise. You, our graduates, are on the threshold of what I am sure will be remarkable and rewarding lives. Here to celebrate with you, we have many of those who taught and supported and nurtured you along the way on your challenging educational journey. Among them, the dedicated faculty and professional staff members who are so deeply and personally committed to your success. And of course, we are joined by family and friends who comprise the greatest network of your fans and supporters. So to our graduates, and also to your parents and family and friends, and to the faculty and the professional staff who taught and assisted you, I offer all of you my heartiest congratulations. And please know that our university is a profoundly better place for your collective efforts, with more capacity for knowledge, more capacity for innovation, and more capacity for service to others. And that's why we celebrate commencement. I also want to extend a warm greeting to our commencement speaker, Dr. Paul Offit, who is the Maurice Hillman Chair of Vaccinology and the Director of Vaccine Education Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So Dr. Offit wears many hats: physician, scholar, inventor, and public health advocate. As the co-inventor of the rotavirus vaccine, he has no doubt spared untold number of children from suffering, and he has been widely honored for his achievements. I know he will have many insights to share with us, but in the meantime, let's give Dr. Offit and his wife Bonnie a warm Drexel welcome. So let me close by saying to our graduates that the world desperately needs you. For the long-term health and equity and prosperity of our society, we will look to you and to how you will use the knowledge that you have worked so hard to acquire. If I could offer one piece of advice, it would be to think of your future not just in terms of a series of career decisions, but how it relates to the big, difficult problems that you can help solve to better American society. And if you devote yourself to solving a couple of these big problems, then your career moves will take care of themselves. I also want to make a request that you please stay connected to your alma mater. The bonds you formed as a Drexel student can and should be lifelong, and the Alumni Association, 150,000 members strong, can help you maintain and nurture these important relationships. So I look forward to hearing about your future successes in scholarship and in your professions, and how you serve others, and hopefully all of the above. I am so proud to share this day with you and with your families. Thank you again, and congratulations. And now it is my real pleasure to introduce someone whose many, many contributions to the College of Arts and Sciences include expanding its reach in undergraduate education, as well as in civic engagement and study abroad opportunities. She also has the distinction of being one of Drexel's longest serving and most successful deans. And after a well-deserved sabbatical, she will return to the faculty with the new title of Dean Emeritus and Distinguished Professor of Biology. Drexel is so very fortunate to count her among the university's most distinguished scholars. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating her on her incredible 15-year run as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Donna Marasco.
Hi. Thank you for that introduction, President Fry. And importantly, thank you for being with us and sharing this beautiful day and this really essentially, what can I say, life-changing experience today. Good afternoon, graduates. I want to thank you, and particularly your parents, for the privilege of having had the ability to help you, to mentor you, to help you think about your career goals, and importantly, for us to learn from you on how we can do our job better, on how we can learn from all the experiences you've had both before and during your time at Drexel. Thank you, and congratulations. I want to also thank the family and friends who are here today. Just as excited as our faculty, our administration, they are even more excited, and they deserve to be. You have accomplished so much, and we are all so proud of you. I would also like to welcome the members of Drexel Executive Council, President of Drexel University Online, Susan Aldridge, Vice President of the Academy of Natural Sciences, Lisa Miller, Senior Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs, Erin McNamara Horvat, Chair of the Faculty Senate, Ludo Sheffer, and Vice President and Dean of Admissions, Evelyn Timba. And we are honored to have Dr. Paul Offit as our keynote speaker and our class of 2018 representative, Anurita Gupta. I would like all the graduates at this time to close your eyes. It's a beautiful day. There's a soft breeze coming through, but think of yourselves at the top of a mountain. You look out, the world is inviting, you are feeling exhilarated, then you look behind you, and the path was tough. There are rocky roads, there are obstacles that you had to climb over, go around, but you've reached the top. You're exhilarated, you're happy, you feel accomplished, and you should be. You can open your eyes. I want you to capture that moment right now. I want you to capture that moment of the exhilaration of success, but the exhaustion and the remembrance of the difficulties you had to get up to that top, to have the opportunity to really embrace this moment of success. Your life will be filled with mountains to climb, and they should. We don't reach the top of where we want to go unless we go from one mountain to another, recognizing that at each time we have to go back closer to the bottom and start up again. And as we go up that mountain, we need to expect that there will be challenges, and that's also good. But I wanted you to capture the moment of today so that when those challenges occurred, when you felt that you couldn't take the next step, that you remembered what you have done during your time at Drexel, remembering the hardest times you've had, contrasting it with the excellence and exhilaration of today, and say, you can do it, and you can go on. Hope is harder on the climb, but when you find yourself at the top, you have optimism, pride, and the energy to do it again. This is the moment and a symbol I would like you to remember. President Fry said a little bit about me and how I'm stepping down. I actually was a faculty member in our College of Medicine long before I thought of being part of Drexel. And at one point in my career, when I was chair of microbiology, I said, I don't want to be in a medical school anymore. I want to go to a university in a college of arts and sciences because I want to impact students as they are thinking of their future careers. When I expressed that thought to people from search firms, they said, you're not going to get that job. You're an accomplished researcher. Think of being in the research office. I didn't want that. I wanted to impact the education of undergraduates. So as I was pondering how to climb that mountain, the College of Medicine went into bankruptcy. Talk about being scared. One of my colleagues' wife said, with every crisis, with every challenge, comes opportunity. This is a statement that I've never forgotten, and you may want to tuck it away yourselves. With every crisis, with every challenge, comes opportunity. The president of Drexel at the time was Konstantin Papadakis, who had the courage, who had the vision to undertake the merger of this failing medical school into Drexel University. Drexel University has been changed, but because of this merger, I was given the opportunity to be here with you today. Throughout my years at Drexel, there has been challenges and opportunities. I had the challenge and the opportunity to be one of the lead people in designing the Papadakis Integrated Science Building. And I don't know about you, but I sure love that bio wall more than anything else. It's beautiful and it's functional and it says who we are as a university to go forward and to think things differently. I had the opportunity and challenge to work with the Academy of Natural Sciences to form the new department, which is very vibrant and has gotten so many of our students involved, our Bees department, Biodiversity, Earth, and Environmental Science. But now, I'm coming to the same point of view. I am at the top, and I'm going back and starting to climb a hill again. I've staked my reputation on being an immunogerontologist. My research lab was functional until 2015, but it's not anymore. But I have started my path, committed to what I came to Drexel to do at the beginning, to impact education. So when I come back to the faculty, I will not only be enthusiastically teaching, a little scared, I haven't taught a class of 200 in a long, long time, but excited about getting there, knowing that there will be bumps in the road. One of the things that I think is absolutely important for each one on this journey is to understand who you are as an individual. You need to have a sense of purpose. You need to understand what you are passionate about. You might not know the exact path today, and I'm sure that scares a number of you. But if you look deep down in your soul, if you think about what energizes you, what makes you work harder, what you're most excited about when something is accomplished in that area, incorporate that into whatever you do in the future. You don't know how to find it? Soul search. But you have your friends, you have your family, you have mentors, you have people that you meet along your journey who are doing things that you look at and say, wow, that's a really good thing to do. I want to do it too. I want you to incorporate that sense of personal purpose in everything you do. When you get to that bump in the road and you have multiple alternatives to get around it or over it, think about what way most fits with who you are, with the goals that you set, with the passions that you have. Understanding yourself, even when it's hard, is important for success regardless of what you do. So, as we all start climbing our next mountain, I want you to think about who you are, what motivates you, what makes you happy. Look up to the sky, know that you can get there. I wish you clear skies and easy climbs, but I also wish you enough storms and valleys and bumps to appreciate the peak when you finally get there. Class of 2018, you have accomplished so much, and we are so, so proud of you. Keep going the way you have. Accept every challenge as an opportunity, and using the Drexel entrepreneurial spirit, go for it. Congratulations to the class of 2018. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Anurita Gupta, who is graduating today with a bachelor's degree in biological sciences with honors. In her 3 years at Drexel, Anu has prepared herself for a career in medicine, shadowing an operating room surgeon and conducting research in neurobiology. She has presented her research at Harvard and Stanford, and to lawmakers on Capitol Hill, trying to convince them to give more financing for research to both the NIH and other areas of STEM research. She has developed a keen sense of social responsibility, volunteering her time to help her peers and members of the community. She has served as a peer mentor at Drexel, tutored students in West Philadelphia, and developed a passion for criminal justice reform through the Prison Reading Project. This fall, Anu will begin medical school at Drexel University College of Medicine, where she was accepted as a freshman into Drexel's BS-MD program, our early assurance program. Please join me in welcoming Anu to the podium.
Good afternoon to President Fry, Dean Marasco, Dr. Offit, the Executive Council, faculty and staff of the College of Arts and Sciences, and the graduating class of 2018. Fellow Dragons, only a few years ago, we sat in the convention center with our eyes full of dreams and our hearts full of excitement. Little did we know then that the next chapter of our lives was going to be the best of times and the worst of times. The worst of times because we had to navigate the rigor of 10-week terms, often running on little sleep. In these moments, we may have thought to ourselves, maybe ambition can wait. We discovered what it was like to receive a bad grade on a test despite studying hard, or maybe because we hardly studied for that one. Finally, we came face to face with the harsh reality that is adulting, when we complained about the food at the Hans, but then realized as upperclassmen how much time and effort it takes to cook for ourselves. Despite all of this, it was also the best of times. We got to take classes that fueled our passion. We experienced co-ops, internships, and research that gave us confidence that we too could handle the challenges and demands of the professional world. We met incredible mentors who selflessly imparted their wisdom to us. And we made friends who we stayed up talking to well past the wee hours of the night, sharing our thoughts on life, on love, and on the people we were becoming. Although, in the words of the author Paulo Coelho, maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. My personal journey of unbecoming has been extensive. In the last few years, I had to let go of my fear of failure, my inflexibility, and perhaps most importantly, my preconceived notions of the world. In my time here, I volunteered as a homework tutor at an after-school program for elementary and middle schoolers in West Philadelphia. On my first day, I was told that I would be working with a student who had been in and out of juvenile detention. I didn't know how to take this news, and I pondered how awkward our interactions would be. You see, the most trouble I had gotten into at the time was for not participating in high school gym class. I thought I would have nothing in common with the student. Much to my surprise, we developed a bond almost immediately. I shared with him my stories, and he told me about his family and his school. Although I was teaching him reading and math, he ended up teaching me more about myself than I could have ever expected. In particular, he taught me that stepping outside of my comfort zone and letting go of my preconceived notions could lead me to form valuable friendships. Moments like these served as the edification I needed to unbecome the person I wasn't meant to be. The final step in my unbecoming was letting go of my fear of judgment. We often think that opening ourselves up makes us look soft and weak. We think that showing weakness makes us more prone to be exploited or less likely to advance in our careers. But I truly believe that there is a sort of raw beauty in vulnerability. Sharing our stories, both of success and of failure, of triumph and of heartbreak, enables us to make visceral connections with the people around us. It enables us to inspire others, or at the very least, provide some empathy in a world that is often bitter and unfriendly. As Drexel graduates and citizens of the world, we must take it upon ourselves to care about others because in our time here, someone cared about us and enabled us to flourish in the ways that we did. We have experienced so much in the time between that convention center orientation and now, but it is only the prologue to our stories. Go out into the world, become the person you were meant to be, and write a beautiful story. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alexander Friedlander, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education in the college, who will be recognizing some of our high-achieving students.
Thank you, Dean Marasco. Today, we want to begin by recognizing those undergraduate students who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement at Drexel, as reflected in outstanding final grade point averages. Students who graduate with a GPA between 3.5 and 3.7 are designated cum laude, or with honor. Will our cum laude graduates please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. Those graduating with a GPA between 3.7 and 3.9 are designated magna cum laude, or with outstanding honor. Will our magna cum laude graduates please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. Students graduating with a GPA of 3.9 or higher are designated summa cum laude, or with highest honor. Will our summa cum laude graduates please stand? Congratulations to all of you. Our Pannoni Honors College students are amongst the university's highest achieving. I ask all Pannoni Honors College students to stand and be recognized. Congratulations, you may be seated. Each year, a number of Drexel graduates participate in ROTC and receive their commissions in the armed forces. We acknowledge the service of our students, as well as their family, friends, and professors. I ask that everyone here today who is a member or veteran of the armed forces, please stand to receive recognition for your service. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Please be seated. The Harold W. Pote Behind Every Graduate Award, named for the late Drexel trustee, is given every year to recognize excellence in secondary school teaching. Selections are made based on nominations by graduating students. One of this year's winners is with us today. I would like to ask Mr. Angel Garcia from the Centro Educativo Bilingüe Interamericano in Ecuador, South America, and nominating student Nicole Naranjo to stand and be recognized. Thank you. This year, we want to recognize 5 graduating members of the College Student Advisory Board. These students represent some of the highest achieving in their majors and were nominated to represent their departments and advocate for their classmates' interests and perspectives. Will Nick Barber, Dakota Peterson, Ashley Petzentord, Caitlin Walzik, and Cutler Whiteley please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Finally, every year, many of our talented students receive prestigious national and international awards and fellowships. I would like to invite all of those students who have received such awards this year, from the Gates Cambridge Scholarship to Fulbright Awards to the NSF Graduate Research Fellowships and more, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations to you and to all of our student scholars. Dean Marasco.
I am delighted to introduce our speaker today, Dr. Paul Offit. As President Fry has said, Dr. Offit is the director of the Vaccine Education Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and the Maurice Hillman Professor of Vaccinology and Professor of Pediatrics at the University of Pennsylvania's Perelman School of Medicine. He is the author of 8 medical narratives and has published more than 160 papers in medical and scientific journals in the areas of vaccine safety and rotavirus-specific immune responses. He is the co-inventor of the rotavirus vaccine, RotaTeq, which is recommended for universal use in infants by the CDC. Within a decade of the vaccine's introduction in the United States, children's hospitalizations from rotavirus dropped by 85%. Today, RotaTeq, along with another rotavirus vaccine, is credited with saving thousands of children's lives and preventing illness in children around the world. For this achievement, Dr. Offit has received numerous awards and was honored by Bill and Melinda Gates during the launch of their foundation's Living Proof Project for Global Health. In the course of his distinguished career, you might guess, he has received countless awards, so I'm not going to name all of them, but I will name a few. He received the Maxwell Finland Award for Outstanding Scientific Achievement from the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases. He was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the Institute of Medicine of the National Academy of Sciences. However, the reason I am most delighted that Dr. Offit is our speaker today is because he is willing to talk to people everywhere about a topic he is passionate about, vaccines. And he has the courage to face people who oppose his views because he wants audiences to hear all of the facts, all of the science, so that they can reach their own conclusion. And importantly, so that the community can benefit from the vaccines that we have available. We at Drexel University, and particularly in the College of Arts and Sciences, believe in the importance of community-based learning in explaining how what we learn can be used in the community and help everyone around us, regardless of our discipline. Dr. Offit not only believes the same thing, he practices it every day. Please give a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Dr. Paul Offit.
In an effort to help me figure out what I was going to say today, Drexel sent me its mission statement, which reads in part, "Here in Drexel College of Arts and Sciences, we are committed to implementing in-the-moment change, not for personal glory, but because it's what the world needs. Implementing change, however, can come with a price. And if you're going to try and change things, you have to be willing to leave your comfort zone and pay that price. I'll give you some personal examples. Between 1980 and 2006, as Dean Marasco said, I was fortunate to be part of a team at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia that invented a vaccine to prevent an intestinal virus called rotavirus. Every year, about 400 children would be admitted to our hospital with severe dehydration caused by this virus. In the United States, about 70,000 children would be hospitalized every year, and 60 would die. In the world, about 2,000 children died every day from this infection. So there was a great deal of public and private interest in creating a vaccine to prevent it. Making this vaccine was a 26-year effort, ending in a 70,000 infant, prospective, placebo-controlled, 11-country, 4-year trial that cost about $350 million. In 2006, our rotavirus vaccine was licensed and recommended for all children in the United States, and in 2013, the World Health Organization recommended it for all children in the world. What I learned from this experience was how hard it was to make a vaccine, how hard it was to prove that vaccines were what they were claimed to be, safe and effective. At the same time, I learned how easy it was to damn them. In the midst of this work, in 1998, was born the notion that vaccines could cause autism. Although this never made biological sense, and although more than 24 studies have now been performed proving that they don't, the fear persisted. So in 2000, in the midst of working on our vaccine, I decided to weigh in with the media and with the public. In an effort to defend the safety of vaccines, I've been interviewed on national morning and evening news shows, grilled on comedy shows like The Colbert Report and The Daily Show, collaborated on scientific documentaries on Nova, Frontline, and CNN, and appeared before congressional subcommittees. To say that this was outside of my comfort zone would be an understatement. In many ways, scientific training is the opposite of media training. So I've had to learn a lot along the way, often the hard way. One thing that I found that I would never have predicted was that I had inadvertently put myself in the crosshairs of forces intent on defeating science, an unholy alliance working against the health of Americans. By standing up against these groups, which include politicians, celebrities, and hostile activists, I've received hundreds of pieces of hate mail and even been physically harassed. It's been an education, but it's been worth it. And frankly, in many ways, it's been fun. Here are a few examples of what I've learned. First, be comfortable and remember you don't have to answer the question exactly as asked. In 1997, an executive producer at a local Fox station in Philadelphia asked me to appear on her show. It was September, back to school month. The producer wanted me to talk about vaccines. When I arrived at the studio, the producer explained that the segment would have far more energy if instead of sitting at the desk with the 2 news anchors, I sat in the newsroom. She directed me to a high, unstable chair that rocked with the slightest movement, a cameraman just a few feet in front of my face. Because I couldn't see or hear the news anchors who were in a room behind me, the producer gave me an earpiece, which fit badly. The segment following mine involved a legal comedy drama premiering on Fox called Ally McBeal, starring Callista Flockhart. Ally McBeal featured several lawyers who wore miniskirts to work. Finding this fashion statement intriguing, the producer had asked 4 models, all in their early 20s, to wear progressively shorter skirts. Talking animatedly among themselves, the models stood next to me. People in the newsroom buzzed around joking and laughing, one screaming. My chair rocked back and forth. At this point, I wondered whether it was possible to be any more distracted. Where were the clowns, the dancing bears, the jugglers, the exotic animal handler searching for his escaped scorpion? Then my earpiece fell out. When I put it back in, I realized that one of the news anchors was asking me a question. My segment apparently had started. Dr. Offity said, could you tell us what vaccines children get, how many they get, and when they get them? The actual answer to that question in 1997 would have meant naming 10 separate vaccines while at the same time giving the 2, 3, 4, or 5 intervals between booster doses for each of them. Apart from setting the field of health communication back about 20 years, there was no way I was going to remember all of that. The better answer would have been children receive several vaccines in the first few years of life to prevent pneumonia, hepatitis, meningitis, and bloodstream infections, among others. Parents should make sure that their children are up to date on their vaccines so that they don't have to suffer these terrible diseases. I didn't give either of these answers. I didn't give the first one because I couldn't, at least not without a vaccine schedule in front of me, and I didn't give the second answer because I was too inexperienced to realize that you don't have to answer the question exactly as asked. Rather, I gave a variant of the first answer where I got lost in the middle, forgetting which vaccines I'd already mentioned, and stumbled over exactly when they were given. It was pathetic. In fact, it was so pathetic that even the models stopped talking and stared at me sadly. When it was over, the producer escorted me out of the newsroom, told me how much she'd appreciated my coming to the studio, and never asked me to appear on her show again. The second piece of advice is don't go on a show where the host isn't on your side. In September 2007, I was asked to appear with Jenny McCarthy on Oprah. McCarthy would be talking about a vaccine that she was certain had caused her son's autism. At first, it seemed like a good idea. I could educate millions of people about why vaccines didn't cause autism and how, with so many studies now in hand, we knew that they didn't, a chance to calm the waters. But that's not what this show was about. Oprah was there to tell a story, and her story had 3 roles: the hero, the victim, and the villain. Jenny was the hero. Her son was the victim. This left only one role for me. I would just be the guy telling Jenny that she was wrong, and that by extension, Oprah was wrong to have had her on the show. Jenny knew the cause of autism, vaccines, I didn't. Jenny had cures for autism, megavitamins, hyperbaric oxygen chambers, and mercury-binding medicines, I didn't. Also, not to be completely politically incorrect, as a male scientist, you can't go on a show in front of a studio audience of 100% women and tell 2 women that they're wrong. It just doesn't work. The third piece of advice is that sometimes you might say things that will be misinterpreted. On April 29th, 2014, I appeared on The Colbert Report. When I first arrived at the studio in Manhattan, I was escorted to a green room that contained great food that I was too nervous to eat. Although I hadn't expected it, Colbert met with each guest before the show. He explained that he played a character, that he was going to stay in character the entire interview, and if the show was to be any good, I shouldn't let his character get away with anything. He said that he agreed with me completely. He said that his father, who I later learned had died in a plane crash when Colbert was only 10 years old, had been both a scientist and a physician with an interest in infectious diseases and immunology. Colbert explained that soon an assistant would come by and lead me to the set, then he left. Stephen Colbert did most of his show from a large desk shaped like the letter C. When it was time to interview the authors, he jumped up, waved to the crowd, and sat down opposite his guest at a small table. There was, however, about a 5-minute period when I sat at the table alone. It's hard to describe exactly how frightening this is. In front of me was a live, cult-like studio audience chanting Colbert's name. Stephen, Stephen, Stephen. Because Colbert often makes fun of conservative Republicans, he receives a lot of hate mail. so much so that members of the studio audience must first walk through a metal detector before they sit down. During the show, 2 security guards constantly scan the audience looking for unusual activity. The good news is about having 5 minutes before Colbert walked over to the table that this was time, plenty of time, for my entire life to pass before me. While waiting, I read the first question written on a 3x5-inch blue index card that was taped to Stephen Colbert's side of the table, which read, in an obvious reference to Jenny McCarthy, "Why haven't you taken off your clothes for Playboy?" Then I looked over at my wife and children sitting expectantly in the front row. Colbert opened the show by saying, "Here to tell us we're all going to die is the director of the Vaccine Education Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia," and we were off. Colbert took on the issue of cause and effect brilliantly. "You have to admit," he said, "that the amount of vaccines given to young children each year increased in the 1990s, and the diagnosis of autism also rose at the same time. That's a corollary effect, okay? It's the same way that the iPhone is introduced and World War II vets start dying in the same decade. They've got to have something to do with each other." Colbert ended the segment with a challenge. "What if I were to tell you," he said, "that you sound like you're in the pocket of Big Pharma? Big Pharma makes these inoculations. They're making money. They're greasing your palm. That's out there. Now respond to it." "I'm not in the pocket of Big Pharma," I said. "I'm in the pocket of children. That's why I work so hard to educate about vaccines. I want to protect children." Then the entire studio audience booed, loudly. I didn't know what I'd said that was so wrong, but everyone else did, including Colbert. He was great, though. He leaned across the table and, stepping out of character, said, "Let's do that one again, and we'll go out with this question." So I answered the question one more time, saying, "You can't, on the one hand, claim that vaccines have saved our lives, have allowed our children to live longer, better, healthier lives, and then just dismiss the people that make vaccines so safely and so effectively." Colbert let me win. "All right," he said, "if you want to play the longer, better, healthier lives card, there's nothing I can do." While I was walking backstage after the interview, I asked the assistant producer why people had booed. She said that guests like me often forget that this is a comedy show, that when I had said that I was in the pocket of children, I had sounded like a pedophile. I can honestly say that this never crossed my mind, but I haven't used that phrase since. On the way back to the train station, I asked my wife and daughter, who was 17 at the time, whether they would have ever imagined that my first answer had made me sound like a pedophile. "Yes," said our daughter, "I thought of that immediately. That's why I booed." "You booed, honey?" Jesus. We now live in an age where people simply make up their own facts. Vaccines cause autism, climate change isn't real, evolution and creationism are equally valid hypotheses. Science, it seems, is losing its place as a source of truth. Now more than ever before, it's important to stand up for science, to explain the importance of science to the media, to legislators, in church groups, PTA meetings, elementary school, any place. No venue is too small. And by we, I mean anyone who's interested in science and can see what's at stake here. Not only the science teachers, enthusiasts, and advocates, but all of you, the future educators, policymakers, writers, business leaders, and members of our society. These issues affect all of us, and we need to be vigilant. We owe it to the public to explain ourselves. If not, I worry that in this age of anti-enlightenment, we won't be able to do it for much longer. The good news is that many people are standing up. On April 22nd, 2017, largely in response to the Trump administration's anti-science positions, concerned citizens marched on behalf of science. In 400 cities in the United States and 600 cities in the world, from the Washington Monument to Germany's Brandenburg Gate to Greenland, scientists came together to dramatize what was at stake. Millions of marchers carrying signs and banners, linking arms, making their case that a future that abandoned scientific truths would be a bleak one. It was a staggeringly compelling moment. So if you read a newspaper or magazine article or listen to a radio show or watch a television program or visit a chat room where the science is incorrect, write a letter or send an email or make a phone call or offer a comment. Get in the game. Don't be afraid. At the very least, you'll have some interesting stories to tell, and although there will be times when you feel like you're screaming into the wind, your voices will be heard. Thank you.
All right. We're arriving at the moment that all of you have been waiting for. It is now time to individually recognize all of our graduates assembled today. Out of respect to our graduates, we request that you remain in your seats until all names have been called.
Marshals, please escort the doctoral graduates to the podium with their supervising professors to receive their hoods. Dissertation titles and names of supervising professors are available in the commencement program. Stephanie Kerrigan. Sarah Phillips. Elizabeth Cullen. John Frederick Landrigan. Emily Hannah Curone. Emily Stasko. Alexandra Woods. Stephanie Goldstein. Daniel Gilmore. Dun Her. John Timlin. Elizabeth Wills. Kelly Douglas. Matthew Mawiney. Ekwogi Abwe. Joshua Moody. David William Sulon. Timothy Favor. Leonard Stevenson. Elsa Gall. Congratulations to our doctoral degree recipients.
We would like to recognize our students who are completing a master's degree today. Students, please stand to be recognized. Marshals, please escort the master's graduates to the stage to be individually recognized. Can you hear me okay? I've never talked into a microphone. Jonathan Tortu. Aaron Corcoran. Julie Weir. Amanda Schuster. Roxanne Wang. Congratulations. Amanda Robinson. Carrie Latier. Madeline Legacy. Am I going too fast? Laura Cowden. Megan O'Donnell. Elizabeth Elman. Megan Kilgore. Sembu Kamara. Jessica Seaman. Kaylee Shannon Denler. Rosanna Porcioli. Emily Glassman. Monisha Udani. Samuel Lassio IV. Janine Bauer. Nicholas Kaufman. Aloe Singh. Amanda Schwartz. Avery M. Young. Brianna Brodas. Danielle Maley. Tarika Agarwal. Taylor Coolidge. Kathy Chen. Kristen Kepix.
She's BSMS, so you can just say graduating today with her.
Okay, sure. Emily Ostro, also graduating today with her bachelor's degree. Lumi Mima. Zena Garnett. Katie Powell. Okay. Tanisha Tapera, also graduating with his bachelor's degree today. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all our master's degree recipients. Marshals, please escort the bachelor's graduates to the stage to be individually recognized. Nicholas Barber. Dakota Storm Peterson. Nicole Naranjo. Ashley Petsantad. Anurita Gupta. Caitlin Walzik. Cutler Whiteley. Bethlehem Solomon. Stacy Premdas. Laura Somagi. Jennifer Heaney. Isabel Hecavaria. Adam McLean. Matthew Levine. Robert Berg. Jessica Pavelic.
So just say name and then graduating today with bachelor's and master's.
Pasquale Carrion, graduating today with a bachelor's and a master's. Chana Thompson. Yuen Feng. Alexander Leknes. Kushbu Jain. When you're not doing it, so. Connor Tracy.
I just want to give you a second to look at it, so go for it.
Amber Kai. Amy Chan. Charles Frazier. Jesse Fox Brenner. Jordan Martin. Quentin Hare. Jared Houghton. Stephanie Oppenheim. Matthew Ashton. Lauren Braun. James Howley. Timothy McSorley. Carson Lloyd. Joseph Tomlinson. Ryan Christ. Sure. Just keep going. Mark Giovinazzi. Owen McCrossan. Angus Walker. David Fishkin. Fletcher Hand. Ian Hill. Karina Fu. Ashama Katakwar. Neve Shaw. Aditi Suresh. Mimra Jain. Adita Patel. Divya Balchander. Catherine Liu. Pratik Pradhan. Charmi Mehta. Sure.
Ishani Katawala. Christina Uribe. Caitlin Cooper. Courtney Walter. Chloe Humolo. Claire Davis. Claudia Luong. Juliana Laurizio. Megan Alvarez. Bianca Walker. Rachel Gokin. Fawn Yakalashik. Caitlin Schrader. Jenna Marie Bushbees. Jamise Sawyer. Tin Pham. Eric Liss. David Duffy. Dylan Otero. Miles Overton. Sammy Mojica. Tremaine Isabel. Tyshawn Miles. John V. Putel. Kendra Case. Caitlin Lederer. Mitchell Torjman. Natalie Hassan. Dylan Boland. Marlena Buonasorte. Samantha Harris. Tan Lam. Elizabeth Pruzinski. Shauna Marino. Van Agens. Salmia Jasti. Sonia Barandani. Janine Young. Kayleen Tong. Brandon Peretz. Megan McWilliams. Sravia Koduri. Charmaine Tammy Sue. Yang Ha Kim. Alex Shin. Laurie Ann Ryan. John Denise Angeles. Greg Vitkavich. Sorry. Benjamin Koa. Caleb Rash. Srinidhi Turunagaru. Sneha Kamarajugada. Isha Butala. Gurmukh Kainth. Alexandra Turpo. Mary Sawball. Ariel Scott. In a moment. Lois Glugola. Lewis, sorry. Paul Macri.
Michael Doe. Stephen Gararvo. Kara Lancy. Stephen Serby. Samantha Billings. Prasanth Karup. Ritesh Akisati. Sudeep Mutula. I screwed that one up. Akash Podadora. Hetu Patel. Haraka Boli Nini. Maggie Karka. Vihani Putel. Nithyu Mitu. Farzana Erme. Monisha Chari. Uhit Kohili. Tungvu Tran. Kelichi Umuna. Marsu Zanja. Alexander Lee. Minat Du. Julian Rana. Mohit Jayaram. Sorry. Sean Smith. Emily Elizabeth Siliberti. Ana Luis Monastero. Maggie McNulty. Kimberly Barahona. Sergey Kuznetsov. Elizabeth Wenger. Brian Jones. Ivana Habib. Hamis Gurgis. Janine Simmons. Sham Patel. Connie Shum. Leanne Just. Sengyong John. Alexander Kervin de Volsterbeck. Try. Timothy Mook. Disha Joshi. Afera Ahmad. Colin Michael Peterson. Gina Vitale. I couldn't hear you. Alexandra Jones. Kim Post. Rosaline Grieve. Jake Genosa. Robert Frazee. John Dutrow. David Walbert. Meredith Raffleson. Bethany Feuerstein. Aaron Demick. Yasmin Mays. Natalie Jenkins. Killian Dunn. My kids. Brandon Moore. Alexander King. Congratulations. Mackenzie Ogle. Lauren Elizabeth McDowell. Emma Nolan. Julia Farrell. Olivia Claire Bacelar. Jonathan Loeb. Summer Burrows. Taylor Weston. Michaela Jackson. Jessica Fritz. You're welcome. Justin James Francis Coffey. Vincent O'Leary. Heidi Mills. Nuwal Amer. Rebecca Mawad. Elizabeth Olero. Yassine Terab. John Brogan. Bradford Green. Emily Elizabeth Joyce. Meha Kutel.
Do you need a break?
No, I'm good. Maya Delavita. John Cahill. Punkti Acharya. Aleka Akunpedi. Sorry. Emily Marie Leokakos. Benjamin David Alteri. Sarah Hubler. Brandon Medina. Minho Pham. Shiree Devan. Jared Aaron Husan. Yush Rowe. Ankita Sharma. Chris Rodriguez Peters. Carlos Emmanuel Medellona Martinez. Fatoino Seminan. Gabrielle Maria Lewis. Alessandra Martorea. Alexander J. Kaplan. Brianna Camo. Thomas Stride. Tova Strauss. Daniel Panfili. Stephen Logia. Alexandra Carolyn. Aria Gillespie. Michael McGarry. Jihao He. Li Jun Huang. Rebecca Brokenborough. Ben Paul Sainert. Tong Young. Katerina Tensun. Faranmi Olobenga Jebutu. Hi, Princess. Arama Erge. Nadede Okalele Coleman. Caroline Ewing. Jasmine James.
Reader middle name.
Okay. Giovanna Alexis Bird. Sophia Main De Loco. Krishna Vukil.
Yeah, use the middle
use the middle shoe. Yuti A. Dese.
Yes, also middle initial.
Sure. Effie M. Matthew. Shiv V. Shah. Brianna Hims. Jasmine Mortazavi. Nikhil Karmacharya. Konstantinos Ballis. Shaima Robinson. Shaima Robinson. Sarah Jamie Woods. Julia Bugayev. Orly Margulis. Azer Ben Amin. Yeah. Lisa Bordianska. Abigail Colasacco. Napur Parikh. Catherine Nicole Queeson. Stephanie E. Thomas. Nunwin. Omi Opathie. Alessandra Denise Tamashiro Arrego. Hannah Carter Dickey. Valerie Coughlin. Ashley Ann Jugan.
Amanda Yuzjishin. Sabneet Baines. Farheen Zerha. Ashley Albert. Mia Anderson. Christina Perella. Megan Holmes. Sadie Pennington. Darius Chen. Sarah Bilyu. Isha Dasgupta. John O'Brien. Andrew Pellegrino. Rachel Bamisod. Jada Musa. Asia Soar. Madison McIntosh. Godlian C. Sinqua. Sumaji Gilliam Battle. Nana Arthur. Nathan Wagner. Philip Oter Mikhail. Joanna Prinos. Tara Charwane. Patrick O'Connell. Alex DeAndrea. Daniel Wall. Myunghwan Ri. Venkata Janakudi. Sumyukta Gupta. Mersal Omarkle. Valerie Guerrero. Susanna Johanan. Li Wen. Yue Pan. George Martinez. Nicole Grace Luquab. Billy Ting. Stephanie Barron. Catherine White. Taylor Jacobs. Ava Heckler. Laura Holliday. Rachel Bakich. Ashley Fleer. Haley Prosciutto. Janae Juarez. Randall Stoddart. Peter Naranjo. Jonathan Fink. Sarah Palekia. Angelica Marchini. Atara Goodman. Lara Barone. Sarah Cartwright. Jenna Snyder. Lily Pliskin. Sydney County. Courtney Nutt. Emily Lau. Stefan Lashkar. Ariana Antazari. Michelle Otran. Nicholas Elmer. Leander Ranciere. Christine Marie Neiman. Allison Starr. Christian Austin. Ernest Volpe. Joseph Peters. Sophia Balter. Okay. Danielle Van Nida. Jessica Miller. Gabrielle Kashuba. Tiffany Alethro. Megan Evans. Elizabeth Jarvie. Alexandra Harris. Michelle Chasen. Anas Katanani. Ijaz Momin. Alexandra Tompkins-Johns. Min Sung Kim. Igor Sokolenko. Roy Eisen. Jacqueline Zausner. Caroline Wasserberg. Yasmin Musa. Alexa Villafuerte. Madeline Carver. Jemica Champion. Olivia Pagan. Ivy Gandhi. Kelsey Boone. Christian Fernandez. Congratulations to all our bachelor's degree recipients.
Wow. The energy of the students crossing the stage, the smiles, the cheers for each other, the cheers from the family. This is the energy that we want you to remember, the celebration we want you to remember. This is a great moment. We are excited to continue the graduation this evening at the university-wide commencement at Citizens Bank Park beginning at 7:30, where all degrees will be formally conferred. Please join us for a pre-ceremony pep rally on Citizens Bank Way beginning at 5 p.m. But before I let you go, I want the graduates to think about the people around them that have made this day what it is. I would like them to recognize the faculty and staff who have helped them along their way. I want you to get up and turn around and applaud your family and friends who have been by your side throughout this process. And I would like you and your families to think about going to the top of that hill, to look at the city, and to try to get that memory that I encourage you to get today, that it's always there to know what you have succeeded and how we're all so proud of you. Once again, I just want to say to every single one of you, congratulations to the class of 2018.